far behind. Let us get to overseas markets. China has been snubbed again. Major index provider MSCI, they do ETFs and all kinds of indexes, have decided to defer adding mainland China. We're talking about A shares, good stocks in China that trade in Shanghai and Beijing. They can't get into the emerging market index just yet, for a couple of reasons. But this caused several Asian markets to fall overnight. Take a look at the Shanghai Composite, which fell more than 2%, retreating from its highest levels in more than 7 years. Oddly, the Hang Seng also fell, even though Hang Seng traded Chinese stocks are allowed into the MSCI index. So why is China being sidelined, and should investors still be confident in Chinese companies and buy and trade them? Jimmy Rogers, Rogers Holdings chairman, Mr. China, joins me exclusively. Is MSCI making a big mistake here?
In my view, no. China is my largest stock position. It's been a wonderful year for me in China, as you probably know. But I don't think they're making a mistake. They should wait until China makes their market freely convertible. You and I couldn't pick up the phone and just buy China, but we can buy Germany or Australia or any place else. So in my view, they're making the right decision.
Okay.
Now, by the way, Vanguard said we will include them, but MSCI said no.
Well, in essence, what China has to resolve right now are certain market access issues. When you folks buy and trade stocks, you pick up the phone, just like Jimmy said, say, I want to buy Baidu, and it happens. But there are issues with the speed with which people can trade, correct?
Well, no, it's more than that. Many Chinese shares you cannot pick up the phone and buy unless you have special permission or get special licenses or something. It's not an open and free market yet. It is getting open and free. It's happening every week, every month, but it's not there yet.
I thought of you, Jimmy, when I was at the Warren Buffett Berkshire Hathaway annual shareholder meeting, because he and Charlie Munger, his vice chair, adore China. And in fact, they said this: we cannot think of anything more important than close collaboration between the U.S. and China. We should work together to avoid bad consequences from others' mistakes and bad behavior. And to that end, free markets, right?
And hallelujah, are they right? Yes, there's no reason that China and America can't work together and all get rich and happy together instead of America fighting with China. Well, who needs it?
Yeah, you're one of the smartest investors around. You made a killing in commodities. Let me just flatter you, sweet pea.
No.
You told me about a year ago, buy Russian stocks. We can put up, listen to how right he was, whether you love or hate Russia, because it's a little tentative right now, the MISEX index. Over 2 years. It started to falter in February of last year because, of course, during the Olympics, Putin started to make some moves on Ukraine. But what do we have now? We have a huge move in 2015 of how much?
Well, it's up a lot this year, and I am making money.
About 20 to 30%.
But I want to correct one thing. America started the thing in Ukraine. We're the ones who started that illegal coup. You know, we've got the lady. They got the lady on recordings. We started the coup. He didn't start the coup, and he's getting a bad rap. But to the point,
I completely disagree with you, Jimmy. But we can agree to disagree.
Well, we can have a big fight about that another time afterwards. Okay, we can go to facts. But the Moscow Stock Exchange has done well. The currency is doing well. I mean, I'm delighted. I've been buying shares, as I told you, and I bought the currency and I bought the bonds.
What are you buying now?
If I'm not buying anything right now, but if I were buying something, I would probably buy the index. And I might buy soon, because it's come down a little bit. I'd buy the index. I own shares of the Moscow Stock Exchange, the home of Lenin and Stalin. It's making all-time high. It's near making all-time high.
The ultimate capitalist.
Yes, there are plenty of things to buy. I'm not buying oil stocks there, because if I want to buy oil, I'll just buy oil.
Oil's above $61 a barrel right now. Interestingly, yesterday we had the jockey Victor Espinoza. He made a killing on oil. He bought it at $40 a barrel. You can see today it's at about 61. But Jimmy, you have written recently that you feel we're headed, at least within a year or so, another recession here in the U.S. Why?
Liz, we've had recessions in America every 4 to 7 years since the beginning of the Republic.
So don't fear it?
Don't fear it. It happens all the time. It's normal and natural, and it cleans out the system. Recessions are good in that sense, that they clean out excesses. It's always happened. Be prepared. It's going to be coming again, and it's natural.
Jimmy Rogers, buying China, buying Russia. Am I missing anything?
Japan I own a lot of, too.
Yeah, you've done well, haven't you, on Japan?
Sometimes I get it right. even I get it right sometimes, yes.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Jimmy Rogers in a Fox Business exclusive. That closing bell, we're about 39 minutes away.